present to you the lovely statuesque Ms. Amy Acker! I first want to thank your parents for the incredible genes that they possess and have passed on to you. You're absolutely adorable. You're beautiful, so I'm sure your mother's probably pretty hot. So
she is.
I've been since I've been here. You know, at the point, Dad's right next door. I'm trying to be conspicuous. I don't want my teeth knocked out. Okay. Hey, you've been around, literally. I mean, from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Angel, and of course I guess, I know you have projects that are coming up right now, but in terms of persons of interest, I think that's pretty what most people know you for recently. That's incredible, that's fantastic. We're really happy to see you. How many episodes did you film for a person of interest? Do you remember?
Well, the 100th episode aired on Tuesday, and then there's 3 left, so 103.
103. That's nice to have behind your back. Okay, we have people who are ready to talk to you. I know you told me you felt like...
I said I feel like I've been talking you guys' ear off all day. Thanks for listening to me talk more.
That's great. They love you and they wouldn't be here. Our first question is right there. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hello, Amy.
Hi.
Just before the question, on behalf of the Chinese fans, we love you, not only as Roots, but also as Amy yourself. And my question is, how do you feel about person of interest creating such an international effect, like spreading not only in America, but also to Britain, China, everywhere?
I mean, it's been pretty incredible. What was one of our favorite parts as a cast of the show was that so many people would come and visit us on set, and we had a bunch of ladies from France who came once a year, and they would all come and bring us really delicious French cookies and food and chocolate. And then we had a group from Italy, and there was the POI moms who were from all over the US, and then we had our amazing Chinese fans who are so dedicated and always wonderful, and it's just been, it's pretty incredible that, you know, when you're filming a show, you just don't imagine where all it's going to spread, and the fact that people have embraced it all over was really exciting for us.
Thank you very much.
Have you been recognized overseas? Have you been approached? Or?
I don't guess I've been overseas. Well, that's not true. I went to Australia, so that didn't feel too exotic, I guess, but it was...
Were you recognized by anyone?
Yeah, there was a lot of person of interest fans, so it was exciting.
How was that? Was that a selfie with you? Did you?
Not too much. Everyone's so nice, so yeah, it's always exciting to meet people wherever you are.
They are very nice down there, so yeah, very good. Hi.
Hi, Amy. I just had a question. I think it's fair to say all of us love you on POI. And me in particular, I loved your scenes with Michael Emerson. I just felt like they were really just electric. So what can you tell me about shooting those scenes, and what are you going to miss?
Oh, I mean, Michael Emerson is probably the best actor on television. So if you get a chance to do a scene with him, then he's going to make you look better just for being near him. But yeah, he's just such a wonderful, generous, intelligent man, and the way that he just kind of, I mean, him and Jim together, but he was such a role model for how the show was conducted and how people, even if you were on set for one day, if Michael was there, he just set such a great example of work ethic and how to be a good person and a good actor. So those were definitely some of my favorite scenes too. I always liked the debates we had and the stuff that the writers wrote for us to talk about. A lot of times I'd have to look up, like, what am I talking about? Because it was always, a lot of times I would think that the writers had just made it up, and then you would find out this is actually something that's happening. And could be happening, and it's not as fictional as it seems. So it was great working with him.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Eric. Amy, I love your entire body of work. Assuming you have a desire to, what would be your dream superhero role in any upcoming movie or TV series?
Well, I keep hoping that they'll ask me back on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and since, like, I feel like since I got exploded or electrified at the end, that has to give you some sort of superpower, at least on that show. So I'm not sure what good superhero has electricity as their power that's a good one, not a mean one. So that would be my choice.
Yeah, so you want to stick with that.
Do you have a good suggestion? Anyone?
You got a sidekick.
I'm definitely on a sidekick.
So you would be Electro Woman and Dynamite.
Okay, let's do it.
Those of us old enough to know who that is. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, sir. That's one. Okay. But yeah, that would be great. And that was second season. That was 2014 when you were on S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't remember if it was
I know. I'm trying to.
or the first. I'm not sure.
Anybody remember? It was first season, but towards the end, though, kind of like, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So first season. Awesome.
I've probably honed in all my powers by now, and I'm ready.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Ashley, and so I had a question. As part of the few LGBT characters that were on TV, how did it feel to portray Rude, a character that represents such a small minority on TV? Did you feel any burden or like sense of responsibility?
I mean, one of my favorite parts of how they wrote this role in Shaw and how they handled the whole relationship on the show is that they just made it that these two characters love each other, and it was never an issue of if they were gay or straight or anything. It was just like clearly these people are meant to be together, and that even the other characters didn't comment on it in any way. And so I felt, I guess, just meeting so many great people at these kind of conventions and having so many people come up to me later and tell me that this role and playing an LGBT character has been inspirational to them, and made me feel like, oh, I guess it just felt like I was trying to play the character as best I could. So now I mostly feel honored that it spoke to people in such a way, and that I got to play one of these characters, one of the few characters like that, and that it's had a positive influence on the community and different people.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for the question. Amen.
Hi, Amy. Hi, I just wanted to say the 100th episode made me cry. Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry.
But I went back and watched some of the old episodes, the ones when Rue first came on, and it's amazing how complicated your character really is. I wanted to ask you, do you think Rue is a good person who does bad things, or a bad person who does good things?
Oh, yeah, I mean, everyone said, oh, we're so sad that Root died, and I'm looking back, like, at the beginning, when I was first on the show, everyone's like, die, we want you to die! so it's nice that I made some fans over the years. But yeah, she definitely did some bad things, but I've always felt like she was a good person, or she felt like everything she was doing was for what she believed in. So even when she was doing bad things, it was for the greater good, which in her mind was the machine and everything involved.
Thank you.
It seems to me that a lot of actors that I've spoken to seem to enjoy playing the villain, playing the bad guy. I think it's the most colorful role, the most complicated role, and things of that nature. So that's a really good question. If you were a bad person doing a good thing, or a good person doing a bad thing,
Yeah.
it was still an enjoyable part of the roles that people seem to like. Did you like playing?
I mean, that's when That's something that they do really well on the show is all of the characters are very complicated. I mean, we're all kneecapping and killing people left and right, so no one's getting like gold stars for good behavior. But yeah, I think even when you're playing a villain, you have to have the sense behind it that you're doing it for a reason. You know, like just to be mean for the sake of being mean doesn't really appeal to me as an actor, but when someone's doing something negative because they believe in something so strongly, I think that makes for a really interesting character.
Agreed. Understood. Hi.
Hi. I'm going to ask an angel question. I've heard how direct Joss Whedon can be with his characters and the way he wants shows to go. How much of yourself are you able to put into Fred's character?
Well, maybe not the crazy part as much, but maybe, I'm not sure. Fred and I both love tacos. Let's see, she was from Texas, there was that. I wish I was as smart as her, but I'm not. Yeah, there was definitely some hints of Amy, but I think that, I don't know, Joss has a pretty good way of mapping out characters, and I guess I was lucky that I fit into that. Thank you.
Awesome. Hi.
Hi, my name's Ed. What you're saying is that you are dead on that show, and you're just going to deal with your voice the rest of the last 3 episodes?
I mean...
What are you saying, sir? About the shoes? You like the shoes?
Yeah, I think... The last 3 episodes are really, really good, and I will say that I cried on the 10th episode when I was leaving the cast and crew and was like, oh, I'm never going to see you guys again. And then when I was back the next week, it was a little awkward. Is that a spoiler? I don't know.
All the week. Hey, that's something. I'm just here to pick something up, just so you know. So, yeah, 3 episodes left. I would warn the audience for requesting things that I'm sure she will not tell. And sometimes people are just so nice and just reveal a little too much of what we need to hear, so don't bait her, please.
I think they have shown some previews for the next few episodes, and you do see me in flesh in those previews, so.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you'll see me. I don't know what you're seeing exactly, but it's
Tell me
my
more.
body.
Okay.
I mean, it's my normal body.
Ixnay on the naked day.
Not that. She already did that episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hi.
Hi Amy, my name is Megan. Thank you so much for coming out today. My question is, of all the costumes you've been able to wear, do you have any that are your favorites, and did you keep anything?
Are you talking one series
Are you
or all?
talking like cover-up costumes or in general all costumes?
You know, Illyria to Dr. Saunders and Whiskey, all the way up to where.
Oh man.
Would you steal?
I'm regretting that I haven't stolen more. I wish I don't have anything. No, the only thing that I stole was on my desk in Angel. I had a golden armadillo, and I took it. I don't think they're missing it. I don't know. If someone needs it back, I'll give it back to you.
That's so lame. Holding on to expensive wardrobe all around you and you steal a paperweight. Okay, all right. What's up, brother?
Hey there. So I just recently discovered Person of Interest and caught all the way up. And in the episode where the facial recognition was messing up,
Yeah.
all of the other actors, they got through it and they had their parts, but you exquisitely nailed all of the other actors.
Can you say it?
Did you practice for that, or did did you just work with them and know them so well that you just were like, I got this?
I mean, that was probably the scariest thing I've ever had to do, is like trying to imitate someone who's standing off camera looking at you. I was like, this is a good way to lose friends really fast. So we all worked a little bit on that. Luckily, Kevin Chapman had the idea of, he was like, why don't we all record our lines and our voices for the people? So we emailed each other recordings of us saying our own lines, and so that you could go over it, do your best attempt to try to make people. I don't know, I thought Michael's interpretation of me was pretty hilarious.
That was pretty cool, though. I like that. So there was no guy on the side with a big old cue card, and you're like,
No.
awesome. Hello.
Hi, thanks for being here with us today. It's a long day for you, I guess. And we have several Chinese fans here, two of whom flew all the way here from China. And the thousands of them online want us to send their love to you.
Thank you.
And the question is, so after that devastating and explosive 100th episode, we all knew that you were going to be the voice of the machine. So even though in the show you said the machine knows you probably better than yourself, do you think there'll still be a difference between Root and the voice of the machine in the next few episodes?
You know, I think there's going to be some discussion about that in the show, so you'll hear more about it, better explained through Joan's words instead of mine. But they wanted to make it clear by building up that in the 100th episode that the machine really does know us better than we know ourselves, and I think it kind of goes on at one point. I don't know if that part made the actual end cut of the episode, but that she knows us with 99.6% accuracy. So it's pretty close to, it actually was really complicated to figure out, because I'm like, so wait, the machine knows exactly Root to 99.6% accuracy, but then the machine saying her own ideas in Root's voice, but Root and the machine kind of share a lot of the same ideas as it is. So there's a lot of, I hope it all becomes clear, but it's a lot of Root and the machine and kind of melding into one thing.
Excuse me, where'd that last question person go? Are you saying you guys flew in from China? From Japan? Oh, where are they? Konnichiwa. That's all I know. Okay.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, man.
As you were saying, in Root was like a villain and an assassin, and by the end, she was someone we were rooting for, pun intended. Did you know all along that that was going to be the character's arc, or did they just develop that along the way? Did you even know if her character was going to survive as long as she did? And also, since the person of interest has ended, what's next on your agenda?
Well, when I first was cast in Person of Interest, it was to do 5 episodes. So I don't think they imagined I would be around much longer than that. I think I was set out to be kind of the bad guy for season 2. And luckily I tricked them into keeping me there for the rest of the year. Yeah, so I don't think they knew what I was going to do. I know that Jonah said early on that he knew the journey was for the machine to take Root's voice, and he told me that in the summer before we started shooting season 5, and I think they had that planned for a while because he had hinted at something at Comic-Con the year before that he says was hinting at that. Oh, well, I'm glad I didn't know for 2 years. It was hard enough to keep that secret for a year. Yeah, there was another part of the question.
Where do you go? What are you doing? What are you doing later? What do you have upcoming?
I just finished a movie last weekend that I shot in Texas called When Jack Went Glamping, which is funny and not at all root-like, but
Is that an indie?
yeah.
It's an indie?
An indie.
Okay, so has it been attached to anybody yet in terms of?
No, I don't think
Marketing?
so. The people who produced Boyhood, the producer of Boyhood was the producer, and it's me and David Arquette, who is going to be delightful and lovely in it, and
You play Amanda.
I play Amanda.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, wow, you're so into
Awesome. Wow. I have to backtrack a little bit. I'm still freaking out. You have people from Japan who travel here to see you.
No, I'm so
Isn't that awesome, guys? I think that's one of. I know we have people from New Zealand at the convention. I don't know if they're in the room, but that's the first I've heard. We have people from Japan here to see you. How popular that show is over there, obviously. Wow, awesome. Sorry, fanboy. Hi.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
So I have a question from Angel. I still have not forgiven Joss Whedon for the way that he killed off Fred. And right after she got together with Wesley, but that's okay, because Illyria was pretty badass. So my question is, who did you enjoy playing more, Fred or Illyria?
Oh gosh. I mean, I struggle with this question every time. I think my favorite part was getting to do the scenes where I was Illyria and then I got to switch back and be Fred, so I really liked the episodes where I got to switch between the two of them. I guess overall favorite would be Fred, just because, I don't know, that was like my first real job and I did that part for so long and just got to play so many emotional scenes with Alexis and Jay and everyone, and I like doing those kind of scenes. And then, but it made it even more special getting to do the other thing too. So it's always fun to be a demon goddess.
Who's your favorite?
Fred.
Good answer.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Hello. Uh-oh, there's two.
Hi, Amy. My name is Madeline. I know you from Angel. I love you on that show. So my question was, what was your favorite memory from your time on Angel?
Oh gosh, we had so many.
I'm sure there were a lot of pranksters on set.
I
In
mean,
terms of probably scenes she's filmed, is that where you're
Like the favorite memory, just like kind of the general.
overall? Yeah.
there's the one thing that I remember every time I think back on Angel is that we had this one scene one day with Andy Hallett, and I think it was during Smile Time, and he was just hilarious and wonderful anyway, but he had to say some line that had the word gold mine in it, and every time he said gold mine, we would just start laughing so hard, and we could not get through the scene for like 3 hours because he would just even start to say the word and we were just like, couldn't even look at each other. And finally they brought the producers in from like an hour away. Everyone drove over and they're like, you have to stop laughing. we just couldn't get through it. So there was lots of great things, but Andy was always really fun and funny, and it was just a great group of people.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know when we lost Andy. 5 years? 4 or 5 years ago we lost Andy Hallett. Yeah, he was a character. Very funny, I could see him doing exactly what you explained. Was there another with the, yeah, okay, there you go.
Hello. Hi. My question is did you ever listen to music before preparing each scene?
Yeah, sometimes. Sarah and I did that a lot with the episode 6741. Am I saying the right number? With the Shaw simulation episode. She does that a lot in general, and I kind of stole that a little bit from her. But it is helpful. So, yeah.
And you're welcome. What do you listen to? What do you like? Do you zone out before your call? Do you plug in?
I don't really. I like to just be myself and then be the character. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm a method in any way. So, yeah. Sometimes that. You kind of have to, but for the most part.
Awesome. Hi.
Hello, my name's John, and I know you're from Cabin in the Woods. I know your entire fandom would just love to see you in more movies. Do you plan on doing movies?
I mean, I'd love to. I feel lucky that I've been on TV shows so consistently that it doesn't leave too much time for doing movies, but now I'm not on one, so hopefully I'll do some movies.
Maybe it's that
Who
available.
wants to make a movie?
103 episodes, you know. I think you're going to be available at some point. Or you get offers.
I hope so. Hopefully something great will come.
Amen.
Hey, name's Steven. I know you from Dollhouse, and yeah. So, of all the movies and shows you're at, which one's your top favorite?
Oh gosh. I like them all for different reasons. I mean, probably if I have to say my top favorite, it would be Angel, just because it was my first, like I said, right when I moved out to LA, I got to do that job and got to meet Joss, which led to so many other things. I mean, kind of even person of interest. Jonah Nolan's wife was a huge Angel fan, and so she suggested me for person of interest. So I feel like everything is owed to Angel. Probably that.
Awesome. Hi.
I know you from Angel, but how did it feel to be bad on Angel?
To be bad on Angel? It feels really good to be bad. It was fun. I got to beat up all the boys and freeze time. I don't know. It was all pretty fun.
Yeah, I knew you had those roles. I knew. How old are you, my friend?
I'm 9.
9.
Wow.
And you're watching Angel, obviously, on reruns or DVD, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen them all?
No.
Okay, keep going.
Did you watch Buffy first?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it.
Good job, dude. Thank you so much, man. That was a good question. Excellent. Hi.
Hello, thanks again for talking with all of us. But my question is, you've gotten to work with Whedon, of course, and who makes a lot of strong female characters. Root is a very strong female character, and those of us females here really appreciate seeing that on the screen. So, do you look for that in a role, or when your agent calls and you just want a part? Do you look for a certain kind of part?
Well, you do get a little spoiled when you work with people like Joss and Jonah, who write these amazing females and just roles in general, and they don't even seem to be kind of in a gender. I don't know, it's hard to read a script and see something that's not like that and be excited about it. And it's hard to read a script that's not good writing and be excited about it. So I think that after playing roles like that, it definitely is something I'd like to keep doing and something that I put out there that I would like to do. I don't always have to kill people, but my mom was very happy when she's like, what's that? You do a nice romantic comedy. So that would be fun too, but you can still be a strong female in a romantic comedy, so yeah.
He raised you that way. What are the neighbors gonna say? The daughter comes home to visit and she's killing people in her own neighborhood. Go back to work. Hey, man.
Hi, Amy. I know you kind of addressed this with an earlier question, but I was kind of curious if it was always planned. You said that there was going to be a story arc, but if it was always planned that you would join the cast full time, or was that something that kind of came later down the line when they really saw how popular your character was?
I'm trying to remember, when did Sarah join? Season 2 as well? Season 2? So, in the spring of season 2, right around when they asked Sarah to join the cast, I was not contractually obligated to be on the show, and I was there were some other projects that were interested in me, and so luckily I was like, they kind of called and said, do you want her, or do you want her to do this other project? And they decided to make me a regular at that point.
Awesome. Hello.
Hi, my name is Rosita, and so my friend Dave is actually a big fan of yours, so she wanted me to ask, what is your favorite scene between Rouge and Shaw?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, our meeting, our ironing scene was kind of fun because I don't think anyone knew that that scene was going to be what it was. They just thought it was just a normal torture someone in the iron scene. But it ended up being the start of a beautiful relationship. And then I really liked the scene in the 100th episode where we're talking about shapes, and I'm like telling her like about her thing that she has, and just I love the dynamic of them when they get to be doing actiony stuff and having these conversations, and she's like, why are you talking to me? Sarah's so good at doing that, so that's one of my other favorites, but there's a lot. I mean, all of her simulation episode, that was really fun. I don't think there was a bad one. I liked all of your shows.
Have you had dialogue that made you blush? I mean, reading it, you know, you're going to have to film this, say this, and whatever. Is it anything you've read? Obviously, something just clicked there. Whatever.
I don't know. I was trying to think. Probably, but luckily by the time you get to set, you have to blush at home, I guess, alone.
Hey.
Hi. I'm Sam, nice to meet you. My question was, given that the type of person you are in real life, like Amy, super genuine, and the very complex character that Root is, how challenging and how hard was it playing that, and what challenges did you face, and how have you progressed as an actor or an actress?
Thank you first. Well, thank you. You know, it was interesting because the first episode I did of Person of Interest, I actually really wasn't playing Root. I was playing the psychologist. And so I didn't really know what the role was going to be. And there was just that one last scene where I, you know, blow her brains off and kidnap Finch that kind of gave me a sense that maybe she wasn't that nice of a person. So when we got to filming that scene, Jonah and Greg made a real point of saying, you know, they didn't want it to be like this, like low voice, like, I'm gonna take you. They wanted it, they were like, no, that we want her to be like you, like she's smiling while she kills people. And so I think that kind of set the tone for what they wanted the character to be. And then all of the writers on Person of Interest are just so incredible, and they give you so much with the words and the dialogue and the stage directions that I feel like they really just built the character, and yeah, it was challenging in a good way, because it was, I definitely got to do more in this character than I have in a lot of roles, and stuff that I would read, maybe not blushing, but I would read and be like, I can't believe someone would think that Amy Acker could do this, like, and then get to do it as Root was really fun.
Thank you so much, you're awesome.
Thank you. Good question. Hello.
Hi, I'm curious. When you received the audition description for your character on Person of Interest, what was it that initially intrigued you about the character, and what is your favorite aspect of Ruth's personality now?
Well, one thing about Person of Interest is they had already had Root on the show before I was Root. So they had shown the episode, is that called Root Path or something, where you can see her typing and you see her black nail polish, and they had sort of introduced the character, and I guess the character of Root had a response with the audience that they knew they wanted to expand on it and bring someone into the part. And I audition, so that was good. So I did never see what the character description would have been. But yeah, Jonah just called me and asked if he could talk to me and kind of told me what the part was, and he said, you know, watch this episode and we've introduced this character and we have an idea of the direction we want to go with, but he was pretty vague about what that was going to be. So, I think the thing that I like most about Rude is that it's sort of her transformation from feeling like that we're all bad code into feeling really a part of the family and Team Machine. So, that's why it's sad she died.
Okay, let's make sure no one else gets in the line at this point. I think we can get through these last few people here.
So hi, my name's Clint. I want to welcome you back home to Dallas.
Thank you.
Go Lake Highlands, OSMU.
Yay!
The cast of Angel was super special. My wife and I love that show. We named our daughter Cordelia, Cordelia Chase. What is those guys, I think it was just magic, all coming together. Is there some behind the scenes moment you remember that was just something that's hilarious? I think everybody on the show really had a comedic aspect to them in their personalities. Is there something you're like, oh my gosh, that was just unreasonably hilarious?
I keep getting fart jokes when I get people up here. That seems to be what happens with everyone.
I don't remember any of that, but maybe the boys didn't do that in front of me. I don't know. That doesn't seem like those boys, they would have done that in front of me. David was always behind, when he was off camera, he would either talk in funny voice. Everyone on our show tried to make people laugh and get in trouble all the time, which looking back does not seem very professional, but it was really fun. I can't think of something specific though. If I think of one, I'll tell you.
It's usually a long work day. You guys are doing about 18, 16 hours, right? Yeah. So you need to laugh. You know, like that. So I understand. Hey, look at this guy.
Hello.
It's fine.
So you had fans from China, Australia. Quick shout out from Australia.
Hello.
Hi. So this one's gonna take you back a little bit. You had a guest spot in season 1 of Supernatural, where a ghost tries to drown you in a lake.
Yes.
What was it like filming a drowning scene or kind of interacting with that sort of water element?
Well, I think I drowned in a bathtub, right? And my bathtub was supposed to be filled with like muddy water, and they decided that the best way to do that would be to fill the bathtub with chocolate milk. And I'm not sure whose idea that was because it was just very sticky and somewhat tasty, but but yeah, it was the really stressful part of that was that in the lake scene they had a young boy, he was like 10 or 11, and he had to pretend to drown, and the water was cold, and it was a real lake, and the boy was in the water, and Jared had to jump in and save him, and it was very scary anyway, just to have a kid pretending to drown. So that's a really funny story. At Comic-Con, the showrunners for Supernatural came up to me and they were like, it's your fault that we've never done another episode about water. So I guess that other people did not like filming in the water either.
Wow, must have got fan letters and things of that.
I guess so.
Oh, wow, awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hi, Eamon. I'm a big fan of yours from Dollhouse. I recently discovered the series on Netflix. I watched through it. I'm a big fan of you as Dr. Saunders. I was wondering, like, if that show had continued, would you have liked to see, like, stories about her past, how she came to be Whiskey, how she came to be Dr. Saunders, and how I guess she reconciled the two when she found out that she was Whiskey?
I mean, that was such a fun, interesting show to be a part of, and I don't think after the first season, Joss kind of said, we're probably not getting picked up for a second season. So the fact that, even though it was short-lived, we did have twice as long as we thought we were going to have, but I think that's going to be one of those shows that kind of, as time passes, it'll become even more relevant and interesting in the
Like
ideas.
Firefly.
Yeah. So I wish there had been more. I mean, I only got to be a doll for a little bit, and I was I was envious of all those Eliza getting to have all the different costumes and play all the different characters. So I would like for Whiskey to go back into the rotation and get to play some fun roles.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi.
This kind of piggybacks on her question. I'm a huge Dollhouse fan. And from what I can remember, you played at least 4 distinct characters on that show. Okay. You had your 2 Angel that you played, and it sounds like in what you're currently doing, there's multiple people that you play, or personalities. Do you enjoy that, or do you find yourself ever stopping your foot going, can't I just keep the one person and see it through?
I guess I've been lucky. I think I'm probably the only actor who's ever been, killed on a show and turned into a god twice. So it's not bad typecasting to have. I love it. I'm afraid I would be bored if I had to just play one part the whole time. It's so nice to get to do these jobs that you never know what you're going to be and what they're going to write for you. And I feel really lucky to have gotten to do so many different things.
Thank you, because you're very good at it. I enjoy watching.
Thank you.
Love hearing that. Hi.
Hello, Amy. Last in line, first in people's hearts. So. If I may, on a person of interest with that shocking last episode, it made me go back and think about the very first episode of this season. And basically, which I thought was Root had an opening monologue. Now I'm thinking, was that really the machine speaking? Because it made me nervous. It's talking about, don't know we won, don't know we lost, everybody's gone, and now it's making me think of that scene in a different perspective.
Yeah, you should be scared. There's 30 more episodes, and the 100th wasn't the beginning of a happy ending.
You just
I'm just
ruined it for everybody.
It's
right here.
They're really good, but you might want Kleenexes.
Now, Amy will no longer be appearing here. Okay, well that was wonderful.